Okay, I'm here trying to swap out the horns for my Toyota Land Cruiser. And notice something a little bit different is I'm seeing people having problem with popping these out. So all these retainer clips. So it used to be you're using a tool like this to pry it out. So these newer ones, at least for me, is instead of doing that, what you need to do is actually very simple. You simply press this thing down. And once it's pressed in, you can easily lift it off, just like that. Now, if you need to reinstall this clip back, you actually cannot fit it back in like this. What you are going to do is, you see how this construction, what you're gonna do is you're gonna push this thing back to that position, okay? You're gonna pull it out a little bit, like that. So you can actually somewhat compress these four legs, and you're gonna slowly basically kind of put it back in, just like that. Fit it back into the hole. It's kind of hard doing it one-handed. Like that. Once you're in here, simply push back in. All right, so in there, take it out, press it down. Then you can lift it right off. Hope that helps. Now, once you remove the top plastic panel, you'll see this is from the front side of the car. The horn is right there. It's basically held together by this and also this one right here. And then basically the power supply line right here. So what we need to do is simply change out this horn and this horn. Next step, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna need is a 12mm wrench, socket wrench, and then you are going to put it right on there, and you unscrew this whole thing in order to remove the whole horn assembly. Now, next crucial step is actually removing that wire from the horn itself. So some people are having running problem on not knowing how to remove the wire. So you probably see on this assembly right here, this is what it looks like. You see this little square right there? So the wire is technically retained by that little clip right there. So you have to press down to clear it and gradually wiggle the wire out, okay? So the clip I'm talking about, you need to press down, is right there. You kind of have to push this thing down. As you can, if you look at it from the side, you'll see when you press this down, that assembly moves back. Once it moves back, then you start wiggling it. It should come out right out of that socket. Now, just to show you the difference between the horn that I got, and this is a CHSKY automobile horn. As you can see, the size difference between this horn and that horn. From the side view, like that. It has a little extra design down here, not sure what it is. And then so it also comes with these shim pieces where you basically mounted on the back into right there. So the whole design is to basically mimicking the design that we have back here on the OEM horn. Okay, and then after I install it, I will show you how it looks like. One other point I want to point out is, depending on which side of your horn is, you might have to tilt this part where the power plugs in. So technically you can kind of push in. As you can see, if I move it with one hand, it's always going to be kind of hard, okay? So you can technically move this a little bit so in order to accommodate the wire length and also the angle. So for example, if you actually have this piece all the way up here, the angle may not be right. You had to twist and turn that clip in order to fit in. But if on this side, install it like this, I have it pushed all the way to this side, then the power cable can come right in and plug right in. Now, details to point out, these shim pieces that it's supplied with, you will notice one side of the hole is bigger than the other. That's because this one is actually a 10mm bolt, and this one is actually a 12mm bolt that goes onto the frame of the car. Okay, the first time I installed it, it's like, I don't understand how come the bolt is not going through. And then I disassembled it again, then I noticed one hole is bigger than the other. So the bigger one is you're gonna use the transition for the one that's bolting it to the frame, and this one will be the smaller hole. All right, now the horn is on. Bolt torque down on either side, looks like that. Now I'll give you one last comparison of what this horn looks like compared to the OEM horn. As you can see, extremely small comparatively. Just a simple horn like that. On the left, OEM. On the right is the upgraded horn. So let's test it out. As you can see, the sound definitely sounds very different. So there are the new horns again. Now we just got to put the plastic sheet back on and we're done.